So the French president is cracking down on Islamic extremists. The Islamic world is up in arms, and two leaders are seeing this as an opportunity to position themselves as custodians of the Islamic faith. Two men who are whipping up anti-France rhetoric because it suits their domestic political narrative. Who are these two men? The usual suspects: Imran Khan and Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the mentee and the mentor. We've done several reports on their unholy alliance in recent weeks. But now it's out in the open, as they publicly make personal attacks and humiliate Emmanuel Macron for his actions, their own record on terror, extremism and persecution notwithstanding. Let's burst their bubble one more time. I'll start with the Turkish president. He thinks the world revolves around him. He thinks Emmanuel Macron goes to bed thinking about him and wakes up again to find himself thinking about him. Listen to this one more time.
What is the problem of this person called Macron? What's his problem with Islam and Muslims? Macron needs mental health treatment. What else can be said about a head of a state who does not understand freedom of belief and who behaves in this way to millions of people living in his country who are members of a different faith? First of all, a mental examination is very necessary. The person in charge of France has lost his way. He goes on about Erdogan while in bed and while he's awake. Look at yourself first. Look where you're headed. As I said yesterday, he's a case and he really must be examined.
He has lost his way. He is a case. He must be examined, and he does not understand freedom of belief. Says a leader who has deprived Turkey's 15 million Kurds of their constitutional rights. A leader who is using medieval score settling to justify the conversion of museums and cathedrals into mosques. A leader who is chasing new conquests and provoking his neighbors in complete violation of international law. A leader who is sending Syrian mercenaries in Azerbaijan to wage a proxy war against Armenia. And a leader who has betrayed thousands of Uyghur Muslims being persecuted by the Chinese regime. In fact, Erdogan sends Uyghur refugees back to China. Forget standing up for them, he's sending Muslims back to their tormentors. The moral authority with which Erdogan lectures others and calls them a mental case is astonishing. What's even more astonishing is the self-righteous statements being made by his ally, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan Niazi. He claims to be deeply hurt by some of Macron's recent decisions. So Imran Khan decided to provide a crash course to Macron on how to be a good leader of all things. He put out 4 sanctimonious tweets. The first line of the first tweet itself could not have been more ironic. Imran Khan said, and I quote, "Hallmark of a leader is that he unites human beings, as Mandela did, rather than dividing them." A puppet prime minister talking about leadership and Mandela. Could it have been more absurd? In Pakistan, yes. Look at the next post. Imran Khan said the French president had, quote-unquote, attacked and hurt the sentiments of millions of Muslims across the world. Attacked and hurt the sentiments of Muslims. Now here's the thing. China has attacked and killed thousands of Muslims. Forget hurting their sentiments. China has destroyed their places of worship, put Uyghur men in concentration camps, subjected Uyghur women to state-sanctioned rape. Uyghur children are being forced to memorize communist principles. The Chinese regime has been accused of genocide of its Muslims. What lessons in leadership does Imran Khan have for his iron brother Xi Jinping? None.
What's your stance on China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims?
Frankly, I don't know much about that. If I had enough knowledge, I would speak about it.
I do not know the exact situation of this.
I would never talk about it in public.
We talk to them privately. We don't make public statements. We do not talk about things with China in public right now because they're very sensitive. That's how they deal with issues.
He's right, he should not talk. Imran Khan should be the last person talking about Nelson Mandela. Erdogan, the last person complaining about freedom of belief. They may like to think of themselves as custodians of the Islamic faith, but their selective activism for the rights of Muslims has been exposed repeatedly. If they're fooling anybody with their selective outrage against France, it is only themselves. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.